In the vast, silent expanse of the taiga, a world of ancient pines and deep, enduring snow, lives an animal of myth and majesty. The grey wolf, Canis lupus, is a species whose lineage stretches back hundreds of thousands of years, its ancestors roaming the northern continents long before the last ice age sculpted these frozen lands. The grey wolf is the largest member of the Canidae family, a direct descendant of ancient wolves that once shared the earth with mammoths and saber-toothed cats. Over millennia, the species has adapted to a staggering range of environments, from the icy tundra to dense forests and arid steppes, evolving into a master of survival. With a body that can stretch nearly 1.5 meters and weigh up to 70 kilograms, the wolf is a formidable presence. Its long legs and powerful muscles are built for endurance, allowing it to travel up to 50 kilometers in a single day in search of food or new territory. The wolf's thick, grizzled fur is a marvel of adaptation. Each hair is hollow, trapping air for insulation, while the dense undercoat shields against temperatures that can plunge far below freezing. The coloration, ranging from silvery grey to nearly black or creamy white, provides camouflage in the shifting light of the northern wilds. The forest is their kingdom, a sprawling territory where every scent on the wind tells a story and every shadow holds a meaning known only to them. Their keen sense of smell can detect prey or rivals from several kilometers away, and their acute hearing picks up the faintest rustle beneath the snow. They move through this world not with chaos, but with a quiet, deliberate grace that speaks of a deep connection to their environment. Their large, padded paws act like snowshoes, distributing their weight and allowing them to glide over deep drifts with minimal effort. The life of a wolf is governed by a complex and ancient social code. This code is not learned from outside, but is an instinctual inheritance passed down through generations. They live in packs, but these are not random collections of individuals. Each pack is a tightly knit family unit, often consisting of a breeding pair and their offspring from several years. A pack is a family bound together by blood, discipline, and an instinct that has been honed over countless generations. The bonds between pack members are reinforced through constant interaction, nuzzling, grooming, and play. Their communication is a subtle art, a language of glances, postures, and low whines that convey more than 1,000 barks ever could. Each gesture, each sound, is part of a sophisticated system that maintains order and unity. A slight tilt of the head from a leader, a submissive lowering of a tail, or a shared look across a frozen clearing can communicate intricate plans and reinforce social bonds. These signals are vital for cooperation, especially during hunts or when defending territory. This silent dialogue is the glue that holds their society together, allowing them to function as a single, coordinated entity in a world that is both beautiful and relentlessly unforgiving. To observe a wolf pack is to witness a living, breathing hierarchy in motion. Each member, from the dominant pair to the youngest pup, has a role to play. Every member knows their place, their duties, and the rules that govern their existence. The hierarchy is maintained through ritualized displays and subtle cues, minimizing conflict and ensuring the pack's stability. This structure is not born of tyranny but of necessity, a system designed to ensure the survival of the group as a whole. The dominant pair leads the hunt, makes decisions, and guides the pack through the challenges of the wild. The strength of the pack is not just in the power of its mightiest hunter, but in the unity of its members and their shared commitment to one another. Cooperation is the key to enduring the harshest winters and the leanest times. The story of the wolf begins with the birth of pups, usually in the safety of a secluded den dug deep into the earth or beneath tangled roots. Born blind and helpless, the pups rely entirely on the warmth and protection of their mother and the vigilance of the entire pack. For the first weeks of life, the pups are nourished by their mother's milk, their eyes opening after about 2 weeks to reveal the world of snow and shadow. As they grow, older siblings and other pack members bring them regurgitated food, teaching them the taste and scent of the prey that sustains the pack. The den is a place of safety, but also of learning. Here the pups play, wrestle and mimic the behaviours of adults, developing the skills they will need to survive. Their early life is a delicate balance of vulnerability and rapid growth, shaped by the rhythms of the wild. It is a world of silent, snow-draped beauty and of sudden, brutal violence. The young wolves must quickly learn the rules of their world, for only the strong and the clever will thrive. It is a world where the tender nurturing of newborn pups exists alongside the fierce life-or-death struggle for food and territory. The pack's survival depends on the successful rearing of each new generation. The wolves navigate this duality with an innate wisdom, understanding the delicate balance between life and death that defines their existence. Each season brings new challenges, and each generation carries forward the legacy of those who came before. They are not the villains of fairy tales, but intelligent social animals fighting for their families in one of the planet's most challenging landscapes. Their howls echo across the frozen wild, a call that binds the pack and marks their place in the world. Their story is one of resilience, of family, and of an unbreakable will to survive against all odds, a narrative written in paw prints across the endless snows of the frozen wild. From ancient origins to the first uncertain steps of a pup, the grey wolf endures, an enduring symbol of the wild's untamed heart. At the very summit of the wolf pack's complex social structure stands the alpha pair, the central figures around whom the entire group revolves. Typically, these are a mature male and female, wolves who have survived countless seasons, their bodies marked by the passage of time and their minds sharpened by experience. The alpha pair leads with a presence that is both commanding and reassuring, guiding the pack through the shifting challenges of their environment. Their authority is not established by force alone, but through a delicate balance of strength, intelligence, and the ability to maintain order. Subtle cues, an erect tail, a steady gaze, a confident stride, signal their dominance and keep the social fabric intact. The alphas are the architects of the hunt, selecting prey and coordinating the pack's movements with precision. Each member has a role, but it is the alphas who initiate the chase, direct the flanking maneuvers, and determine when to strike. Their posture radiates confidence, and their unwavering focus provides a sense of security that ripples through the ranks. The pack's cohesion and survival depend on this steady leadership. Every decision, from when to move to where to rest, falls upon the alphas. They bear the collective needs and vulnerabilities of the pack, their vigilance never ceasing. The alpha pair is also, in most cases, the sole breeding pair, ensuring that only the strongest and most capable genes are passed on to the next generation. This privilege is matched by a profound responsibility. The future of the pack rests on their ability to nurture and protect their offspring. As winter deepens, the alpha pair briefly withdraws from the group, seeking seclusion for the act of mating, a moment that ensures the continuity of the pack. This private union strengthens the bond between them, a connection that is vital for the stability and unity of the pack. After a gestation of about 63 days, the alpha female gives birth in a den, hidden deep within the earth, where the newborns are shielded from the harsh world outside. During this critical period, the alpha male intensifies his patrols, marking boundaries and watching for threats, his senses attuned to every sound and scent that might signal danger. His vigilance is constant, a silent barrier against intruders, ensuring the safety of his mate and their vulnerable pups. When the pups arrive, helpless and blind, the alpha pair's focus shifts to nurturing. The den becomes a sanctuary, and the alpha's roles become even more defined. The alpha female rarely leaves the den, dedicating herself to keeping the pups warm and well-fed, her body providing the nourishment they need to survive their first fragile weeks. Meanwhile, the alpha male orchestrates the pack's activities, ensuring that every member contributes to the well-being of the new family. He leads hunting parties, bringing back food for the nursing mother and, as the pups grow, for the hungry mouths that will soon emerge from the den. The alpha male's role as provider is relentless, his efforts ensuring that the pack's youngest members have the best chance at survival. His leadership is defined by service to the pack, every action guided by the instinct to protect, provide, and perpetuate the lineage. The alpha's position is never secure. It is constantly tested by rivals within and threats from outside. Every day is a trial of strength, resolve, and adaptability. The alphas must be ever adaptable, shifting between roles as strategists, defenders, nurturers, and guides, responding to the ever-changing needs of the pack and the environment. A single misstep can spell disaster, hunger, vulnerability, or even the collapse of the pack's structure. The landscape itself is a constant adversary, demanding resourcefulness and unity, qualities the alphas must inspire in every member. When food is scarce, the alphas eat first, not out of selfishness, but because their strength is essential for the pack's survival. Their health ensures the group's continued protection and guidance. Every gesture, every decision reinforces the principle that leadership is a responsibility, not a privilege. The alphas protect, provide, and unite, embodying the spirit of the pack. With quiet dignity, the alpha pair carries the weight of their world, their reign defined by the unending demands of survival and the enduring strength of their bond. Just beneath the alpha pair in the intricate hierarchy of the wolf pack are the beta wolves, occupying a position of immense responsibility and influence. These loyal lieutenants are the steadfast backbone of the family, embodying strength, reliability, and unwavering dedication to the pack's survival. Often betas are younger siblings or offspring of the alphas, and while they may one day challenge for leadership, their current role is defined by support, guidance, and learning from the leaders they serve. Betas are essential to the pack's cohesion, acting as the enforcers of the alpha's decisions, the primary guardians of the young, and the first line of defense against external threats. As seasoned hunters, betas play a pivotal role in tracking, chasing, and bringing down large prey, using their experience and teamwork to ensure the pack's success in the harsh winter landscape. Vigilant and ever watchful, they stand guard over the territory, alert to any sign of danger and ready to rally the pack at a moment's notice. The loyalty of a beta is not mere submission, it is a calculated patience, a strategic commitment to the well-being of the group, and a testament to their understanding of the pack's needs. In the nurturing of pups, betas are indispensable, acting as a collective of aunts and uncles, providing warmth, protection, and social education to the alpha pair's offspring. When the alpha female is confined to the den with her newborns, it is the betas who shoulder the responsibility of hunting and delivering food, ensuring the mother and her pups are well fed. At a kill site, betas gorge themselves, storing nourishment for the journey back to the den. Upon their return, they regurgitate the meal for the nursing mother, and as the pups grow, for the young wolves themselves, demonstrating a remarkable level of cooperation and care. This collective effort ensures that every member of the next generation receives the nourishment and attention needed to thrive, strengthening the future of the pack. By sharing the burdens of childcare, betas allow the alphas to focus on leading hunts and defending territory, exemplifying the pack's sophisticated social organization and shared responsibility. During hunts, betas are the driving force, the engine room of the pack, propelling the group forward with energy and determination. They execute complex flanking maneuvers, splitting off to surround prey and cut off escape routes, working in perfect harmony with the alpha's strategies. Their relentless pursuit and stamina are essential for exhausting and overwhelming prey, often making the difference between feast and famine. Discipline is as vital as strength. Betas must move in synchrony, responding instantly to the alpha's commands and the shifting dynamics of the hunt. They are attuned to the subtlest cues, body language, glances and vocalizations, allowing them to anticipate both the alpha's intentions and the unpredictable movements of their quarry. This anticipation and focus are critical, as a single misstep can mean the loss of a hard-won meal. A successful hunt is a symphony of coordinated action, with betas as the skilled musicians who bring the alpha's vision to life, each movement purposeful and precise. Their contribution extends beyond raw power. It is their intelligence, adaptability and deep understanding of their role that make them indispensable to the pack's strategy. Betas are also the glue that holds the social fabric together, maintaining harmony and order within the group. They mediate minor disputes using gentle intervention and body language to diffuse tensions before they escalate. By reinforcing the established hierarchy through subtle postures and interactions, betas prevent chaos and ensure the stability of the group. Acting as a buffer between the alphas and lower-ranking wolves, betas communicate the leader's intentions, enforce the rules, and help maintain the delicate balance of power. The presence of strong, loyal betas fosters a sense of security and order, allowing every member of the pack to fulfill their role with confidence. Betas are the heart of the pack, pumping strength, stability and unity through the veins of the social structure. Their dedication, intelligence and quiet leadership are the invisible threads that hold the world of the wolf pack together, ensuring its survival in the frozen wild. At the very bottom of the pack's rigid hierarchy is the omega wolf, a figure both marginalized and indispensable within the intricate social tapestry of wolf society. The omega is often the last to eat, waiting patiently as the rest of the pack feeds, and is frequently the recipient of social frustrations from higher-ranking members. To an outside observer, the omega's life might seem one of pure disadvantage, marked by isolation, hunger, and constant reminders of their low status. Ritualized displays of dominance, such as being pinned or having their muzzle held, are common experiences for the omega. These behaviors reinforce the social order and the omega's place within it. Omegas often exhibit a suite of unique behaviors: timidity, lowered posture, and avoidance of direct eye contact. These are not merely signs of submission, but carefully honed strategies for minimizing conflict and deflecting aggression. Living on the fringes of the family circle, the omega's existence is a delicate balance between exclusion and belonging. Their every movement is calculated to avoid provoking the ire of more dominant wolves. Yet the omega's role is far more essential than it first appears. By adopting a consistently non-threatening demeanor, the omega acts as a social lubricant, diffusing tension and preventing escalation of disputes among higher-ranking wolves. When tempers flare or stress mounts within the pack, the omega becomes a communal outlet for pent-up aggression. Through appeasement gestures, such as crouching, tail-tucking, or licking the muzzles of others, the omega diffuses hostility and redirects it away from more volatile confrontations. After a failed hunt or during periods of scarcity, frustration that might otherwise threaten the unity of the pack is channeled toward the omega. This symbolic targeting, while harsh, serves to protect the cohesion and stability of the group. The Omega's acceptance of this role is a subtle but powerful force, maintaining the integrity of the pack's leadership and preventing challenges that could fracture the social structure. In absorbing the anxieties and frustrations of the group, the Omega ensures that bonds between dominant members remain strong and unthreatened. Their presence is a living buffer, quietly sustaining harmony. Despite their low status, Omegas are not outcasts. They are included in the pack's daily life, resting, traveling and sharing warmth with the group. Omegas often display playful behaviors, especially with pups. Their jester-like antics can lighten the mood, foster social bonds, and provide the young with important lessons in communication and hierarchy. Subordinate behavior is not simply a mark of weakness, but a sophisticated coping mechanism. By signaling submission, a weaker or younger wolf can remain within the safety of the pack, avoiding the dangers of isolation. The pack offers protection, warmth, and access to food, resources that a solitary wolf would struggle to secure in the harsh wilderness. The Omega's submission is a calculated trade-off, exchanging status for the profound security and companionship that only a pack can provide in the frozen wild. The presence of the Omega highlights the complexity of wolf society, where every member, regardless of rank, fulfills a vital function in the survival of the group. The Omega's subtle influence is felt in the pack's harmony, demonstrating that social dynamics are not solely about dominance, but about balance, cooperation, and the quiet maintenance of peace. Carrying the weight of the group's tensions, the Omega strengthens the entire social structure, ensuring that the pack moves forward as a unified whole. Even at the rear, the Omega remains an integral part of the family, a living testament to the idea that every role, no matter how humble, is essential for survival. The story of the Omega is not one of weakness, but of a different kind of strength. The strength to endure, to adapt, and to find purpose in the most challenging of circumstances. Through their unique behaviors and coping mechanisms, the Omega shapes the very fabric of pack life, embodying resilience and the quiet power of survival. A wolf hunt is not a mad, chaotic dash of tooth and claw. It is a masterclass in strategy, patience, and profound communication. Every movement is calculated, every decision weighed against the risks and rewards of the frozen wild. Wolves have evolved to be both cunning tacticians and patient observers, adapting their approach to the unique challenges of each hunt. The pack does not rely on brute force alone, especially when confronting formidable prey like the bison, a living fortress of muscle and horn that can weigh nearly a ton. Wolves must read the herd, sensing shifts in posture and subtle cues that reveal the mood and strength of their quarry. A single, well-aimed kick from such an animal can crush a wolf's skull, a risk the pack understands intimately. This knowledge shapes their every move, instilling caution and respect for their prey's power. Therefore, the hunt begins long before the chase. It starts with observation. Wolves will watch a herd for hours, sometimes even days, learning the patterns and weaknesses of their intended prey. Led by the alpha, the wolves will shadow a herd, their keen eyes scanning for any sign of weakness, an old individual, a sick animal, or a calf separated from its mother. The pack's patience is legendary as they wait for the perfect moment to strike. This careful selection is the first and most critical step to success. Wolves know that a poor choice can mean injury or wasted energy, so they deliberate, sometimes passing up opportunities that do not promise a high chance of success. Once a target is chosen, the great dance begins. Wolves fan out, encircling the herd, using the terrain to their advantage. Snowdrifts, trees, and open ground all become tools in their strategy. The wolves do not launch a full frontal assault. Instead, they hold back, gauging the herd's response, waiting for the right moment to apply pressure. Instead, they employ a sophisticated strategy of testing and harassment. Individuals dart in and out, probing the herd's defences, searching for signs of fatigue or fear. They flow around their quarry like water, with individuals darting in to deliver quick, shallow bites to the flanks and hindquarters. These attacks are not meant to kill, but to weaken and disorient. The goal is not to inflict a fatal wound immediately, but to cause confusion, induce panic, and gradually wear the animal down. Wolves exploit every sign of agitation, using it to their advantage. This is a battle of stamina and psychology. Wolves are relentless, pushing their prey to the edge of exhaustion, knowing that time is on their side. The coordinated attacks are designed to keep the prey moving, to sap its energy, and to separate it from the protective sanctuary of the herd. Wolves adapt their tactics in real time, responding to the shifting dynamics of the chase. Each wolf seems to know its role instinctively, moving in concert with the others in a display of seamless teamwork. The pack's unity is its greatest strength, allowing them to outmaneuver even the most formidable prey. The alpha directs this complex choreography with subtle signals, a flick of the ear, a glance, a change in posture. These cues are instantly understood by the rest of the pack, who adjust their positions and tactics accordingly. The betas execute the plan, their relentless pressure creating the opening the alpha is waiting for. Each member of the pack has a role, from the swiftest runners to the most experienced strategists. The hunt is a testament to the pack's unity, a physical manifestation of their social bonds. Wolves rely on trust and cooperation, knowing that their survival depends on the group's success. They communicate constantly, their movements and positions speaking a language that their prey cannot comprehend. Every glance, every shift in posture is a message understood by the entire pack. This process can be long and arduous, a grueling marathon that tests the limits of the pack's endurance. Wolves are built for stamina, their bodies adapted to cover vast distances in pursuit of a single meal. Patience is their greatest weapon. They are willing to wait, to persist, and to absorb minor setbacks in pursuit of the ultimate prize that will feed their family for days. Wolves know that a single mistake can mean failure, so they bide their time, always alert, always ready. Finally, as the chosen animal weakens and slows, the pack closes in for the kill. The wolves' patience and persistence are rewarded as the prey's defences falter. The attack becomes more focused and decisive, targeting vital areas to bring the struggle to a swift and efficient end. Wolves use their knowledge of anatomy and experience to ensure a successful outcome. The moment of victory is not one of savage frenzy, but of focused purpose. Wolves show restraint, maintaining order even in the aftermath of the hunt. Once the animal is down, the hierarchy of the pack is reaffirmed. The social structure is clear, and each wolf knows its place. The alpha pair eats first, replenishing the strength they need to lead and protect. This order ensures the survival and stability of the pack. Then, the rest of the pack joins the feast, sharing in the spoils of their collective effort. Every member, from the youngest to the oldest, benefits from the hunt's success. The hunt is more than a quest for food. It is a ritual that reinforces the bonds, the discipline, and the very identity of the pack. Through cooperation and shared struggle, wolves strengthen the ties that bind them. It is the ultimate expression of who they are, a unified family, surviving together in the wild. In the frozen wilderness, every hunt is a testament to adaptation, resilience, and the enduring power of teamwork. A wolf pack's territory is its lifeblood, an expanse of wilderness that provides everything the pack needs to survive. It is the pantry where prey is hunted, the nursery where pups are raised, and the sanctuary where the pack finds shelter from the harsh elements and rival predators. To safeguard these vital resources, wolves meticulously mark the boundaries of their domain. Scent posts created with urine, scat and glandular secretions are left on trees, rocks and snowbanks, forming an invisible but unmistakable fence that signals ownership to any passing wolf. These scent markers are regularly refreshed, especially along the most vulnerable borders, and are read like a living map by any wolf that encounters them. The message is clear. This land is claimed, and trespassers risk swift and severe consequences. Yet the scent of a fresh kill can travel for miles on the wind, acting as a powerful lure for hungry rivals. The promise of food can tempt even the most cautious pack to test the boundaries, especially in the lean months of winter. When a rival pack, perhaps younger, larger or desperate, crosses into claimed territory, the stage is set for confrontation. These encounters are not random. They are calculated risks, weighed against the need for food and the dangers of battle. Territorial conflicts are rarely about a single meal. They are struggles for access to hunting grounds, den sites, and the very resources that ensure the pack's survival through the harshest seasons. The initial confrontation is often a tense, silent standoff. Wolves line up, bodies rigid, eyes locked, each side assessing the strength, numbers and resolve of the other. This ritualized display is a test of willpower and unity. The alphas, standing at the forefront, communicate dominance and intent through posture, eye contact and subtle movements. Tails are raised, fur bristles and low growls ripple through the ranks. These signals serve both to intimidate rivals and to rally the pack, reinforcing the social bonds that are critical in moments of crisis. Despite the tension, these encounters are governed by ancient rules. Wolves avoid unnecessary injury, knowing that even a minor wound can mean death in the wild. The conflict is a contest of strength, but also of restraint and strategy. Beta wolves form a bristling line of support behind their alpha, ready to intervene if the balance tips, but typically holding back unless the confrontation escalates. At the heart of the conflict is a duel of wills between the two alpha males. Their snarls and posturing are not just displays of aggression, but calculated efforts to force submission without risking the pack's future. The outcome of this confrontation can determine the fate of both packs. A victorious alpha may gain new territory, while a defeated one risks losing not just land, but the cohesion and morale of his family. When words and postures fail, the alphas may clash in a brief but intense fight. These battles are explosive, with teeth bared and bodies colliding, but they're rarely to the death. The goal is not annihilation, but dominance. The defeated alpha will often retreat, signaling submission and ceding the contested ground. This ritualized outcome preserves the strength of both packs, allowing the victor to defend his land and the loser to regroup and survive another day. The defending alpha, often older and more experienced, fights with the desperation of one protecting not just territory, but the legacy and future of his lineage. His determination is fueled by the knowledge that his pack's survival depends on his strength and leadership. The loyalty of his pack, forged through years of shared hardship and triumph, gives him a psychological edge in these high-stakes encounters. The invading alpha, meanwhile, must weigh the risks. A serious injury could end his reign, and the fierce unity of the defending pack can be a daunting obstacle. Even a victorious challenger may suffer wounds that weaken his ability to lead or hunt, threatening the survival of his own pack. For this reason, many conflicts end with a show of force rather than bloodshed. The rival pack, recognizing the defender's resolve and the risks involved, may choose to withdraw. The younger, invading alpha, after assessing the unbreakable spirit of the defending pack, often leads his family away, seeking opportunity elsewhere. The defending pack stands victorious, their unity and experience reaffirmed by the successful defense of their home. These confrontations reinforce the bonds within the pack, reminding each member that survival depends not just on strength, but on loyalty, cooperation, and the wisdom of their leaders. The lines in the snow are more than boundaries. They are the front lines of a constant struggle for survival, defended with teeth, claws, and the unyielding spirit of belonging. In the end, the resident pack, though perhaps battered, remains whole. Their bond, tested and proven, is the true strength that allows them to endure the frozen wild. Far to the north, on the stark and frozen landscapes of Ellesmere Island, less than 1,000 kilometres from the Arctic Circle, lives the Arctic wolf. This is a world of extreme hardship, a land locked in ice and darkness for 4 months of the year. The sun barely rises and the cold is relentless. Here, temperatures can plummet to a terrifying -50 degrees Celsius, a cold so profound it can freeze life in its tracks. The Arctic wolf's thick double-layered coat, dense underfur and bushy tail are vital shields, trapping precious body heat and protecting against the biting wind. Survival in this white wilderness requires a level of resilience that is almost beyond comprehension. Wolves curl tightly into balls, covering their noses with their tails to conserve warmth, and seek shelter behind snowdrifts or rocky outcrops during the worst storms. Food is incredibly scarce, and every calorie is precious. The wolves' keen sense of smell allows them to detect prey or carrion buried beneath deep snow, and their powerful limbs help them dig through the frozen crust in search of sustenance. The wolves that call this desolate expanse home are masters of endurance, their existence a constant battle against the elements and the ever-present threat of starvation. They travel in tight-knit packs, huddling together for warmth and sharing body heat during the coldest nights. In this harsh environment, packs like the famed Eureka pack, a large and rare family of 14 wolves, must rely on every ounce of their ingenuity to survive. They communicate with subtle body language and howls, coordinating their movements across the vast featureless tundra. Led by a long-standing alpha pair, they are a tight-knit unit, their survival dependent on absolute cooperation. The alpha pair leads the way, using their experience to navigate the ever-changing landscape, reading the wind and snow for signs of prey. When fresh prey is unavailable, which is often, they become expert scavengers. Wolves can detect the faintest scent of a carcass from kilometres away and will travel long distances to investigate. A frozen moose carcass, killed weeks earlier, can become a lifeline. The pack works together to break through the ice and snow, exposing the precious meat and bone beneath. They use their powerful jaws to crack open the frozen bones, a difficult and energy-intensive task to get at the rich, fatty marrow locked inside. This marrow is a vital source of energy, especially when other food is scarce. This bone marrow is a high-energy food source that can mean the difference between life and death during the long, lean months of winter. Every scrap is consumed, nothing is wasted. The social structure of the Arctic pack is even more critical than it is for their southern cousins. Each wolf has a role, from hunting and scouting to guarding the young, ensuring the pack's survival. With resources so limited, every member must contribute. Cooperation is essential, whether tracking elusive muskoxen or sharing the remains of a scavenged meal. There is no room for waste, and no tolerance for anything that threatens the pack's delicate balance. The wolves defend their hard-won food fiercely, ensuring that every member gets a share. The alpha female, known as Snow White in the Eureka pack, faces an immense challenge in raising her pups. She must keep them warm, fed and safe from the dangers of the Arctic. She must protect them not only from the lethal cold, but also from the desperate hunger that defines their world. The pups rely on her milk, rich in fat, and the warmth of the pack to survive their first winter. The entire pack rallies around her, understanding that the survival of the pups is the only guarantee of the pack's future. Older siblings help guard and warm the young, sharing the responsibility of survival. Their collective effort is a poignant display of family devotion in the face of overwhelming adversity. Bonds are strengthened by hardship, and every wolf plays a part. Life in the white wilderness is a perpetual state of hunger and hope. The wolves' ability to read the subtle cues of the land, wind direction, snow texture, and the faintest scent guides them across the endless expanse. The wolves must travel vast distances across the frozen tundra in search of food, their white coats providing perfect camouflage against the snow and ice. They move in single file, conserving energy and breaking trail for the youngest and weakest. They are ghosts of the Arctic, moving silently through a land that seems hostile to all life. Yet they endure, using their acute senses and memory to navigate a world with few landmarks. Their ability to survive in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth is a powerful testament to their adaptability, their social cohesion, and their indomitable spirit. They rest when they can, conserving energy for the next hunt or journey. They are a symbol of life's tenacity, a flicker of warmth and family in the heart of the immense frozen silence. In the Arctic, where no human presence disturbs the balance, the wolf's survival is a story of adaptation, endurance, and the unbreakable bonds of the wild. In the vast, frozen expanse of the Arctic, where the wind howls and the snow never truly melts, survival is a daily battle. Here, the story of Blackspot, a lone female wolf, unfolds as a poignant saga of resilience, heartbreak, and the relentless laws of nature. Blackspot's journey began on the fringes of the Eureka Pack's territory. She was a shadow among the trees, her ribs visible beneath her thick winter coat, hunger gnawing at her every step. The pack's scent marked the land, a warning and a promise of food she desperately needed. One bitter morning, the scent of a fresh kill drifted through the icy air. Driven by starvation, Blackspot crept forward, her body low and movements wary. Every muscle tensed as she neared the carcass, knowing that any misstep could mean violence. But the alpha female, Snow White, stood guard. Her eyes flashed with warning, her posture rigid and unyielding. Snow White's own pups waited in the den, and she could not risk sharing the hard-won meal with an outsider. With a snarl and a swift charge, Snow White and her packmates drove Blackspot away. The message was clear. In this world, the needs of the pack outweighed the suffering of a stranger. Alone once more, Blackspot vanished into the endless white, her paw prints quickly erased by the wind. She became a ghost, surviving on scraps and instinct, her spirit tested by the merciless cold. The tundra offered little comfort. Each day was a struggle against hunger, exhaustion, and the ever-present threat of rival predators. Yet Blackspot pressed on, her will to live unbroken. Against all odds, she found a mate. Together they carved out a small territory, and in the shelter of a snow-covered den, Blackspot gave birth to 4 tiny pups. For a brief moment, hope flickered in her heart, a family of her own, a chance to belong. But the Arctic is unforgiving. Her den lay within the reach of a rival pack, and one fateful day the scent of her newborns drew them near. The rival wolves, driven by the same instincts that guided Blackspot, saw her pups as future threats. In a brutal, calculated attack, the rival pack descended upon the den. Blackspot fought with all her strength, but she was outnumbered and overpowered. The pups, her hope, her future, were lost in a moment of savage necessity. From a distance, Blackspot watched, powerless as her world was shattered. The cries of her pups faded, leaving only silence and the ache of loss. Grief weighed heavily on her, but the instincts of a mother do not fade easily. Even as she mourned, her body continued to produce milk, her mind still driven by the urge to nurture. Guided by this powerful force, Blackspot's path led her once again toward the Eureka Pack. She followed their scent trails, drawn by the faint cries of newborns and the hope of purpose. She found their den just as Snow White had given birth to 3 fragile pups. The den was a sanctuary, guarded fiercely, but Blackspot approached not as a threat, but as a mother in need. Her posture was low, her movements gentle. She offered herself, her milk and her care, not as a rival but as a supplicant, hoping for acceptance. The pack hesitated, their instincts torn between suspicion and the recognition of shared need. Snow White, sensing the depth of Blackspot's loss and longing, made a choice that defied the usual order. In a rare moment of empathy, Snow White allowed Blackspot to stay. The 2 mothers, once adversaries, now stood side by side, united by the bond of motherhood. The Eureka Pack, recognizing the strength in unity, welcomed Blackspot into their fold. She was no longer an outsider, but a vital part of the family. Blackspot became the primary caregiver, her milk sustaining the pups, her warmth and vigilance ensuring their survival. She poured every ounce of her being into their care, her love unwavering. She curled around the pups, grooming them, keeping them safe from the cold. Her devotion was total, her sacrifice complete. While the rest of the pack hunted, Blackspot remained in the den, refusing to leave the young even as her own strength faded. Her only concern was their well-being. She licked them clean, kept them warm, and fed them with the last of her reserves. Every moment was an act of love, every breath a gift to the next generation. As a guardian, she watched over the den, alert to every sound and scent, her senses sharp despite her growing weakness. But the toll of her sacrifice was immense. Starved and exhausted, Blackspot's body could give no more. One quiet morning she lay down beside the pups she had saved, her body finally succumbing to the cold and hunger. She passed away in silence, surrounded by the lives she had protected. Blackspot's story is not one of defeat, but of extraordinary courage and selflessness. In the heart of the Arctic her legacy endures, a testament to the power of maternal love and the unbreakable bonds that shape the wild. The death of Blackspot was a quiet, solemn moment in the life of the Eureka Pack, but her sacrifice was not in vain. In the world of wolves, every loss carries meaning, and every act of devotion leaves a mark that echoes through the generations. Her selfless act of devotion had given Snow White's pups a critical head start in their fragile lives. In the wild, survival is never guaranteed, and the smallest advantage can mean the difference between life and death for the next generation. Following her passing, as if honouring her sacrifice, Snow White moved the den earlier than usual, reuniting the family and bringing the pups into the heart of the pack. This act was more than a gesture. It was a transfer of knowledge, a lesson in adaptation and unity passed from one generation to the next. The legacy of the lone female who became a mother to another's children was now woven into the fabric of their family. Her memory became a silent guide, shaping the behaviours and instincts of those she left behind. Blackspot's story is a profound reminder that in the kingdom of wolves, bonds can be forged not just by blood, but by shared purpose and profound sacrifice. These connections form the backbone of the pack, ensuring that knowledge, skills and survival strategies are passed down through the years. Her legacy became visible in the most touching of ways. The young learn by watching the old, absorbing lessons of care, caution and courage through every interaction. As the pups grew, one of them was seen to have a distinctive dark patch of fur on its tail, a small but unmistakable mark. This physical sign became a living memory, a symbol of the sacrifices made for the future. This pup, a living symbol of the outsider who gave everything, carried her memory forward. Through play, exploration and learning, The next generation absorbs the wisdom and resilience of those who came before. It was as if the spirit of Black Spot, the mother ghost, remained with the pack, an enduring echo of her love and sacrifice. Her presence lingers in the rituals of care, the vigilance of the sentinels, and the unity of the group. This small detail serves as a powerful illustration of how life continues, how acts of selflessness can ripple through generations, and how even in a world governed by the harsh realities of survival, there is room for something akin to grace. The pack's strength is built on the sacrifices of its members, each generation standing on the shoulders of those who came before. The intricate social world of the wolf is a tapestry woven from countless acts of loyalty, leadership, and sacrifice. Each wolf, from the alpha to the youngest pup, plays a role in the survival and continuity of the pack. Their hierarchical structure is not about oppression, but about order and the collective good. Generational knowledge is preserved and passed on, ensuring that the wisdom of the elders guides the actions of the young. Their hunting strategies are not just about violence, but about cooperation and intelligence. Skills honed over generations are shared, refined and adapted, allowing the pack to thrive in even the harshest conditions. Their territorial disputes are not just about aggression, but about the profound instinct to protect one's home and loved ones. The lessons of past conflicts shape the boundaries and behaviors of the present. In every aspect of their lives, from the alpha's burden of command to the omega's quiet endurance, there are lessons about the responsibilities that come with being part of a community. Each role is vital, each sacrifice remembered. The kingdom of wolves, whether in the deep taiga forests or the frozen Arctic plains, is a world of breathtaking complexity and emotional depth. Here the past is never truly gone. It lives on in every howl, every lesson, every new life. It is a world where a family's strength is its greatest weapon, and where the legacy of one individual can ensure the future of many. The pack endures because it remembers, adapts, and honors the sacrifices that shaped its path. The story of the wolf is not a simple tale of a predator, but an epic saga of survival against incredible odds. Each generation inherits the wisdom, courage, and resilience of those who came before. It is a narrative written not in words, but in the howl that echoes across the wilderness, a song of unity, of loss, and of the enduring, unbreakable spirit of the pack. The legacy of sacrifice is carried forward in every voice that joins the chorus. Black Spot's memory lives on, a testament to the idea that the greatest legacy one can leave is the life that flourishes in one's absence. In the wild, the story of sacrifice and legacy is never-ending, written anew with each generation that rises to meet the challenges of survival. In the heart of the wilderness, survival hinges not only on strength and strategy, but on the ability to communicate. For the grey wolf, language is a tapestry woven from sound, movement and scent, a complex system that binds the pack together and ensures its success. Wolves are renowned for their haunting howls, a vocalization that carries for miles across forests and tundra. But the howl is only the beginning. Each vocal sound, a growl, a bark, a whimper, conveys a distinct message. A low growl warns of danger or asserts dominance, while high-pitched yips and playful barks signal excitement or invite play. The chorus howl, performed by the entire pack, is both a declaration of territory and a reaffirmation of unity, reminding each member of their place within the family. Yet, much of wolf communication is silent. Body language is a subtle dance of posture, movement and gaze. An alpha stands tall, tail high, ears forward, radiating confidence and authority. A submissive wolf lowers its body, tucks its tail and averts its gaze, signaling deference and avoiding conflict. Play bows, nuzzles, and gentle pawing foster bonds and teach the young, while rigid stances or bared teeth resolve disputes without violence. Scent is the invisible ink in the wolf's communication toolkit. Each wolf possesses unique scent markers deposited through urine, feces, and specialized glands. These olfactory signals announce territory boundaries, mark trails, and share information about identity, health, and reproductive status. A single tree or rock, marked and remarked, becomes a living bulletin board for the pack and its rivals. Through these channels, wolves coordinate hunts with precision, warn of threats, and maintain the delicate balance of their social hierarchy. Communication is the glue that binds the pack, allowing individuals to act as one, whether stalking prey under the cover of dusk or defending their home from intruders. In the world of wolves, every glance, every sound, every scent tells a story. It is a language without words, yet rich with meaning. This intricate web of signals is what transforms a group of individuals into a united family, a pack that endures, adapts, and thrives against the odds. The legacy of the wolf is not only carried in its bloodline, but in its voice, its movements, and the silent messages passed from one generation to the next. In the wild, communication is life itself, the silent symphony that ensures the pack's survival now and always. Beneath the shelter of dense undergrowth, in a den carved deep into the earth, the future of the pack begins, tiny, blind, and helpless. Wolf pups, born in spring, are the heart of the pack's hopes and the focus of its energy. For the first few weeks, the den is their entire world. Here, the alpha female, their mother, rarely leaves their side, providing warmth, milk, and the steady rhythm of her heartbeat. Her mate, the alpha male, stands sentinel nearby, ever watchful for threats. But the task of raising pups is never a solitary burden. The entire pack becomes a nurturing force. Subordinate females, often older sisters or aunts, help groom and guard the young, while males bring food to the den. Even omega wolves at the bottom of the social ladder are gentle playmates and patient teachers. Every member, regardless of rank, has a role in ensuring the pup's survival. As the pups grow, their world expands. At 3 weeks old, their eyes open to a world of shifting shadows and muffled sounds. Wobbly steps soon turn into playful tumbles, their tiny bodies exploring the safety of the den's entrance. It is here, through games of chase, tug-of-war and mock hunts, that the pups learn the skills essential for life in the wild. These playful lessons teach more than just agility. They instill cooperation, hierarchy, and the subtle art of teamwork. Older wolves are patient instructors. With gentle corrections and encouraging nuzzles, they guide the pups through the rituals of wolf society. A low growl teaches respect, a play bow invites trust. When danger lurks, the pack forms a living shield, encircling the young with their bodies and leading them to safety with swift, silent signals. By midsummer, the pups venture farther, following the pack on short journeys away from the den. Here the learning deepens. They watch the adults hunt, observing every movement, every pause. They mimic stalking, practice ambushes, and learn to read the ever-changing moods of their elders. The pack feeds them regurgitated meat, a vital step in the transition from milk to flesh. Through every stage, the pups are never alone. They are shaped by the wisdom and care of the pack, their personalities moulded by the collective bond. The nurturing of wolf pups is a story of patience, sacrifice and love, woven into the very fabric of pack life. In the wild, it is not the strongest wolf that survives, but the one raised by many hearts. The pack's greatest legacy is not only its survival, but the thriving of its next generation. Each pup a living promise that the story of the wolf will continue, echoing through the forests and across the tundra for years to come. In the endless theatre of the wild, Every wolf pack is both hunter and hunted, a force shaped by the relentless interplay between predator and prey. The relationship between wolves and their quarry is ancient, defined by instinct, adaptation, and a delicate ecological balance. Wolves are highly skilled hunters, but their success is never guaranteed. The pack relies on teamwork and strategy, choosing their prey with care. Elk, deer, caribou and bison, these large ungulates are the primary targets, but wolves are opportunists, adapting their tactics to the prey available in their territory. A hunt often begins with silent observation. Wolves use keen senses of smell, hearing and sight to assess a herd searching for vulnerability. They look for signs of weakness, an injured leg, a lagging calf, an old or sick animal. Wolves rarely target the strongest. Instead, they play a vital ecological role by culling the weak, the old and the sick, strengthening the prey population as a whole. When the moment is right, the pack moves as one. They fan out, testing the herd, probing for panic. The chase is a test of endurance and cunning, not just speed. Wolves take turns leading and flanking, herding their target away from the protection of the group. Communication is key. Silent signals, glances and body language guide the hunt. A successful takedown is swift and coordinated, yet failure is common. Wolves can go days without a meal, and each hunt is a gamble. The struggle for survival is not one-sided. Prey animals develop their own defences: alertness, speed, and the safety of numbers. This timeless contest sustains the balance of nature. By controlling prey populations, wolves prevent overgrazing and encourage healthy ecosystems. Their presence shapes the land, affecting everything from plant growth to the survival of smaller creatures. In this intricate web of life, wolves and their prey are bound together, each shaping the other's fate. It is a story of respect, adaptation, and the enduring rhythm of the wild, where predator and prey dance on the edge of survival, each playing a vital part in the health of their world. As the seasons shift across the northern wilderness, the lives of wolves transform in quiet but profound ways. Each cycle, spring, summer, autumn, and the long, harsh winter, brings new challenges and opportunities, demanding constant adaptation from the pack. In the warmth of spring, the world awakens. Prey animals return to graze, and the wolf pack becomes more active, covering greater distances as food becomes more abundant. This is also the season of new life. Pups are born in hidden dens, and the entire pack's focus shifts to protection and nurturing. Wolves limit their range to stay near the den, working together to bring food to the nursing mother and her young. As summer unfolds, the pups grow stronger and begin to explore beyond the den. The pack's movement expands once more, and hunting becomes a communal effort, with older wolves teaching the young vital survival skills. Prey is plentiful, but so are dangers: bears, rival packs, and unpredictable weather. Autumn signals change. Prey herds begin their migrations, moving to richer feeding grounds. Wolves must adapt, sometimes following the herds over vast distances. The pack becomes more mobile, honing their skills for the difficult months ahead. The bonds between wolves strengthen, forged by the necessity of cooperation and the looming threat of scarcity. Then comes winter, the ultimate test. The landscape transforms, blanketed by snow and silence. Prey becomes scarce and difficult to track. The wolves rely on their endurance, intelligence, and unity. They traverse frozen rivers and windswept forests, sometimes travelling dozens of miles in a single day in search of food. The pack's hierarchy is critical now. Every member has a role, and every hunt is a matter of survival. Throughout these seasons, wolves demonstrate remarkable resilience. Their thick fur shields them from the cold, while their keen senses allow them to find prey even in the deepest snow. Social bonds and learned behaviours are their greatest assets, ensuring not just the survival of individuals, but of the pack as a whole. In this ever-changing world, the wolf's story is one of adaptation, a testament to the power of unity, flexibility, and the enduring spirit of the wild.